This is what Ukraine's been pleading for, what the West has for so long been reluctant to provide. The US-made F-16 fighter, a jet designed for the 80s, well before this pilot was even born.
It's nicely designed.
Call sign Pulse says it's still a dream to fly, but it took him 3 years of hard training.
Flying is the easiest part. The rest is more difficult.
For Ukraine, it's all about the weapons. The F-16's ability to shoot down enemy aircraft and hit targets on the ground.
You can use whatever bomb from the NATO stock. That's important because if as allies we're still sending some weapon stocks to Ukraine, that's the fighter that can use it.
But to train pilots to fly like this and to provide and maintain the jets themselves will prove costly and complex, says the Pentagon. This Allied exercise in Norway involves dozens of jets, more than the entire Ukrainian Air Force. And even those nations pledging support for Ukraine warned that rebuilding its Air Force will not be easy.
It's not a silver bullet in the short run. It takes time to develop the ability to actually operate the F-16 with weapons. But it is a huge signal when it comes to the will to help Ukrainian build a modern Air Force.
A number of European nations could, in theory, provide F-16s. Norway, the Netherlands, Denmark and Belgium are all in the process of retiring theirs and replacing them with these more modern F-35s. But the Pentagon says even providing Ukraine with just a dozen jets could cost billions of dollars, including weapons and maintenance.
It'll take months to train even an experienced combat pilot to fly one of these. And it's still not clear which countries will provide Ukraine with F-16s, or how many, or when.
And even if those questions can soon be answered, Ukraine will also need trained engineers to keep the aircraft flying. That too takes time. This won't suddenly change the course of the war.
You don't just hand over a jet and say, there you go. It's a logistical tail that has to be maintained. So that is a long-term signal that we are supporting you, and we're going to support you for a long time.
This exercise in Norway demonstrates the complexity of air power, the scale and sophistication needed to dominate the skies. Even Russia hasn't been able to do that with its sizable air force. In the words of the head of the US military, the war in Ukraine shows there are no magic weapons. Jonathan Beale, BBC News, Åland Airbase.